Hello and welcome to This Week in Sports for Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016. I'm Mike McClung here with Evan Lawani, a little bit of a wounded warrior. Evan's fighting some injuries here, so we cut him some slack today.
Had 2 teeth pulled today, so I didn't feel well, but I'm out here.
We appreciate that. And then newcomer to the show, Matt Zahar. Matt, welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Simple and subtle.
Straight to the point. You're going to get that out of him. So we're going to start with the NFL, recapping Week 11. What do we see?
Eagles look bad. We'll start with the Eagles. They look pretty bad. They should cut Nelson Aguilar. I mean, he just cost them a couple of big plays. They didn't even play that bad. I just thought that
But
this is the thing. Stupid penalties at stupid times really cost them.
That's fair.
It's stupidness.
They did lose to a pretty good team, though, in the Seahawks.
But the fact that they could have had a shot at beating them, but yet they're an NFL team and they commit stupid penalties just annoys me.
That's fair.
David Johnson's the best player in the NFL. Just can't even deny that anymore.
I think that's...
Yeah, just every single week he just dominates every single game, and it's ridiculous.
But they still lost.
Doesn't matter. He's still
If he's that good, wouldn't they win every
still
game?
the best player.
If he's that good.
They have a lot of injuries.
To who?
I don't know.
You don't.
I'm sure they've gotten a few people hurt.
That's a good point.
Try denying that.
How about the Cowboys, though? I mean, I know you're probably going to go at me on this, but they're 9-1 now. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel looked phenomenal again in a comeback win against the Ravens. And the Ravens were playing pretty good football, and they're not the best team in the league by any means, but they were playing pretty good. And they fell behind early and then just didn't panic, and something that you don't really see out of rookies too often. They led a nice comeback together. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team to be reckoned with. I mean, I think they made that pretty clear, and, you know, you got to give credit to them and what their offense has been doing.
And Matt, you don't necessarily think so?
I mean, I think so, but I don't like them.
Okay.
Yeah, just.
What's your opinion on the Cowboys, Mike?
Yeah.
I just said it. I mean, I think they're really good, and I think it's going to be tough for them to make a deep playoff run just because they're led by 2 rookies, and that's just something you don't really see too often. But as far as, regular season going into the playoff, you'd be ridiculous to bet against them getting a first-round bye or anything like that because they're just playing so well together right now, and I think they're going to be a dangerous team.
The Giants are 7-3, and their schedule is just so easy.
That's fair. I mean, Giants do have to play the Steelers.
I don't think they're a good team is what I'm trying to say. They're 7-3, but they're not a good football team.
I think they are a good team. The Giants? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
They have a phenomenal offense with the receiving.
With Eli Manning.
With the receiving
We have
core.
great running backs. Rashad Jennings had one good week all year.
He just came back from injury.
Oh. You know he sleeps in like an oxygen chamber of some crazy thing? My mom was actually
Yeah,
telling
so
me
does David Blaine.
Anybody want to talk about A.J. Green? I mean, obviously the Bengals, they're not doing so well. They're not necessarily in the race or anything right now, but still, that's a big injury to one of the most consistent players so far this year.
Yeah, they said he could come back this year, but, I mean, if they lose one more game, might as well just keep him out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Giovanni Bernard even tore his ACL, so it's good for me because I versus a kid who's playing him in fantasy. But it's a shame to see such a good player and a high-quality player get hurt like that.
So we touched on it a little bit. We're going to talk about MVP. I think this year, Matt doesn't think so, but I think Ezekiel is going to have a good shot to win it this year, and it'd be the first time in a long time a running back was able to do so. You don't agree with that?
I don't think he should because it's any running back in the NFL could run behind that offensive line and do as well as he's doing. In my opinion.
I think that anybody could do it, but not necessarily to the extent that he's doing a very good job.
Like, he's doing a very good job. He is a good running back, but he's not what his stats are portraying.
Who do you think should win MVP?
Tom Brady.
Right now, I think Matt Ryan. He's been just tossing up game after game, a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, and they have a pretty good season so far. I mean, their record right now they're in first in their division. I think they can keep that. He should win. Yeah,
but something the Falcons do every year is they go and they start off really well, start 6-2 or whatever, and then at the end of the year they start to lose some games, and I think they've already started to do that. Maybe not 4 or 5 losses in a row so far, but I think a lot of Matt Ryan's criticism is based around how he plays in the end of the season, how he's able to lead this team into the postseason. And I think we haven't seen that out of him yet. But I like what I see from him so far, but this is nothing that he hasn't done before. To me, I'll be impressed when he starts to do it consistently the whole year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, but I think this could be the year. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if he does keep this up, I can see them winning. And, I mean, the problem is with the Falcons, their defense is
bad defense.
Bad.
Yeah.
So, Matt Ryan's still winning these games, scoring 30, 40 points a game. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. So, that's the official picks. We got Brady, Elliott, and Matt Ryan?
Matty Ice.
All right, Matty. That's also Matt's nickname. That's
Not really.
a little bit ironic. So now we're going to talk about from some good players to some not-so-good players on some bad teams. The Browns are 0-11 now. They play coming up the Giants, Bengals, Chargers, and Steelers. And to me, I look at that, and I don't really see a win in there. Do you think they're going to win a game this year?
I think they're going to win Week 17 against the Steelers. After the Steelers lock up a playoff spot, I think they're going to rest their starters, and the Browns will be able to sneak out a win.
I think the Browns are so bad that they couldn't even beat the Steelers without their main players.
RG3's coming back supposedly end of the year, so that might help them a little bit. But
Will it?
they're still a bad
we haven't
team.
even seen him. We haven't really seen RG3 play this year, so we don't even know if he's good or not. We've seen him play one half, and the Eagles knocked him out. So we don't even know if he's good or not.
It always seems to go back to the Eagles for you.
Listen, because they're so good, you just talk about them so much.
Oh yeah, what's the record?
Yeah, I mean, if they did have
5-5?
Josh Gordon, they could probably have like 6 wins so far this year.
6.
Yeah, 6 wins.
At this point, they'd be 6-5. You're saying?
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Okay. To me, I think they're going to lose out because maybe the only game you can make a case for is the Chargers because the Chargers are also bad, but the Chargers have a pretty good offense.
Or the Bengals. I mean, we were talking about the Bengals.
That's true. I mean, Bengals, decimated. I don't think they're going to beat the Steelers because the Steelers aren't playing good football right now. They played a horrible game against the Browns on Sunday, and they still beat them 24-9 in a game that really wasn't that competitive the entire time. And I think if the Steelers can play bad and win, even if they put their backups in, they're still better than the Brown starters. All the Brown starters at this point are guys that started the year as backups, so I don't necessarily see them winning a game.
No, I mean, maybe they'll get lucky. They're bound. I feel like they have to win one.
I mean,
game.
they've lost some close games this year.
That's true. I mean, I don't think they're as bad as the 2008 Lions necessarily, but they're not good.
No, not good at all.
The
If
Warriors.
they had Josh Gordon, they'd be pretty good.
Yeah, all right. So the Warriors, anyway, they're pretty good. They're starting to turn it around. Do we think maybe they finally righted the ship?
It's still kind of early. Do they have the capability of winning a lot of games? Yes. Could this just be a couple players stepping up? Yes, but I mean, overall, they're a very good team. We knew they were going to win games. I think they're finally starting to find their stride.
I mean, I feel like they could have bad games and still blow teams out just because of how much talent they have. It's just, if Curry and Thompson have a bad game, they still have Kevin Durant and Draymond Green to fall back on. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's not too bad of a second option.
No. Do you think they should trade Klay Thompson?
I don't.
No.
Why?
I mean, listen, I've heard the possibility of him getting traded, and I was wondering what your opinion was.
Who for?
Listen, I don't know, but they need a big man. They need a big man because they ain't got big men.
Zaza Pachulia.
Okay, yeah, exactly. They need a big man, and it wouldn't be a bad idea for them to go out and get it.
I think they should keep Klay Thompson. I'm a believer that they finally turned things around. They're starting to play really good basketball, and they're beating up on good teams by a lot. They beat the Celtics handily the other night. They stomped the Pacers a couple days ago. I really think they're finally starting to right the ship. They're playing good basketball, and I think, barring an injury or anything like that, they found the chemistry that they needed to make a nice run.
Cavaliers are still better.
I mean, the Cavs, I think the Cavs definitely are still better right now. But
Knicks are definitely a close third.
yeah, Knicks. I mean, I would say Cavs, Warriors,
Sixers
Knicks,
are picking it up.
and then Sixers would be
Yeah.
my number 4. But
2-game winning streak.
it's not too bad for them. They didn't win 2 games all last year. So.
That's not true.
Yeah, but anyway, moving on to college football now. We got a big game coming up this weekend, Ohio State against Michigan. It's going to have major college football implications for the Final Four. Who do you see winning that game?
I like Michigan with their defense, but we don't know if their quarterback's going to come back and play this week. So if their quarterback doesn't play this week, I think Ohio State's offense is too good. They'll take advantage of Michigan and get the win.
How about Jabril Peppers, though?
Jabril Pepper is just amazing.
He's not bad.
No, he should play quarterback for this team. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Just get the ball in his hands. Something good will happen. I think Michigan's going to win this game, actually, to be perfectly honest. And I think they're going to secure the 2 spot coming in for the rankings. Obviously, the loser of this is going to fall out. But I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see where all the conference championship stuff factors into this. I know Penn State still thinks that they have a chance if they could win their conference championship
I don't
game.
think they have a chance.
I don't think so either, but a lot of people are from this area starting to believe that they could get in. I think, right now, if I were to give my 4, I'd say Alabama, Michigan. I really think that Washington team is going to get in, and I think Clemson's going to win the ACC and sneak in.
That's some good predictions right there, because I was thinking the same thing.
Okay. You got anything?
I'll take Ohio State.
Okay. Any reason?
Dave likes Michigan.
Okay. That's our friend Dave that Matt doesn't get along with very well.
Not very well.
So, all right. That's going to wrap it up for this week in sports. For Matt Zahar and Evan Lawani, I'm Mike McClung. Have a great night.